Here's just the overview of the workshop. Sorry, I lost my mouse. So today we'll be diving into an important and often overlooked aspect of peer support work. Taking care of ourselves while taking care of others. Peer support is incredibly rewarding, but it can also be emotionally draining. Stronger Together, Cultivating Self-Care and Resilience in Peer Support aims to address these challenges head on. We'll explore practical tools grounded in the 8 dimensions of wellness. Our goal is to help recognize the signs of burnout, set healthy boundaries, and practice self-care, all within a supportive community, which we are. Through reflection and dialogue, we'll build resilience and affirm that we indeed are stronger together. By the end of our session today, you'll have tools and insights to sustain both your work and your well-being. Let's embark on this journey together, supporting each other on every step of the way. On a little side note, this presentation will have lots of examples from my personal experiences with the 8 dimensions of wellness. So please get your phones out, take notes, whatever your thing is, because there will be lots of examples to go back on when we break out into some groups. Again, this is just a little bit about who I am, as Jasmine has already said. Some learning objectives today is identify the 8 dimensions of wellness based off SAMHSA's definitions, signs of burnout, especially in our role, discuss challenges of maintaining personal and professional boundaries, and develop effective strategies. Explore the importance of shared self-care and connection to foster team and individual resilience. Implement at least one new practice like boundary setting or self-care 5 sessions in to enhance our peer support role. So just some community agreements that I'd like to start off with is respect, right? We want to respect what everyone has to say. Never mind. Gotta skip over that. Listening to each other, share if you choose, and to support, not fix, because we are stronger together. To streamline our time, I will invite 3 individuals to go ahead and introduce themselves and share the prompts that I displayed on the screen. So just your name, your role, your lived experience if you choose to share, and also a one-word emotional check-in. So,
my name is Dee. I am a peer support professional and a peer networking coordinator. My lived experience is in substance use, mental health adventures, obtaining control and custody of my children again. And one word for emotional check-in I choose is kind of dumb right now. I'm just overloaded with information, so it's a good dumb.
Well, thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Jared. I'm a peer recovery coach. A lot of my lived experience is similar to yours in the sense that there's periods of being unhoused and, of course, substance use and mental health. And a one-word check-in, I think it's a little similar to Dee's. I feel socialized. Socializing. I'm socializing. I'm socialized. I did it. Yeah.
Thanks, Jared. Anybody else who is not from my team?
My name's Elizabeth Zetter-Swiss, and I am a recovery coach, and my lived experience is of substance use and justice impacted and getting my kids back. And my emotional word check-in is excited.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and do one more, because why not?
My name is Eric. I am a peer recovery coach and also I'm a crisis responder up in Colorado. My lived experience is substance use recovery, suicide attempt survivor, and What else, Shannon? All of it. I'd like to say my one word, emotional, is reinvigorated. This
I like that
word.
Very strong word. Thank you. All right. So again, just to ensure that we make the most of our time, go ahead and snap a picture of this. This is just a session agenda. Also, on the last slide, I will have a QR code that will link you directly to my advocates page. If you would like this slide deck forwarded to you, please email. I'll keep it there for now.
There we go. Thank you.
All right. So the 8 dimensions of wellness were developed by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration as a holistic framework to support overall well-being, especially for people in recovery and behavioral health services. SAMHSA recognized that wellness is not just the absence of illness, it's the presence of balance, purpose, and connection across many areas of life. This model was created to help individuals and support providers understand that health is multidimensional and all aspects of a person's life matter in the healing and recovery process. So the 8 dimensions for me made me feel truly understood. Is a multifaceted person, transcending the limits of a label of just an addict. It served as a reminder that I've always been much more. Sorry, guys.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
The funny part is I do this in front of 30 dudes once a week. I don't know what. Transcending the limit label of just an addict. It served as a reminder that I've always been much more than that. Possessing the wealth of qualities, stories to share, and a community to belong to. So get ready for a flood of ideas. Let's jump in and prepare yourself for a word avalanche. Again, this is where you're going to want to take notes. You're going to want to snap photos because in yellow, I have the highlighted shared self-care examples that I use for myself. And hopefully these will give you examples why you guys are in your group later on. So, beginning with emotional wellness. SAMHSA's definition is coping effectively with life and creating satisfying relationships. Shared self-care, practice emotional check-ins, hold space without judgment. The dimension taught me that my feelings matter. I've learned to check in with myself and invite others to do the same, making space for all emotions without shame. Social. SAMHSA's definition is developing a sense of connection and belonging. Shared self-care. Schedule intentional connection. Celebrate big wins. I know in my office, this is every Friday, Jared. We're always celebrating each other's wins throughout the week, and I really appreciate that. I used to isolate, but now I know healing happens in community, connection, whether detox or shared laughs. Remind me that I am not alone. Physical. SAMHSA's definition is recognizing the need for physical activity, diet, and sleep. Shared self-care. Invite others to move, rest, and eat together. Model body awareness. I also want to know that physical wellness can be a powerful way to support my mental health, especially during the work day. It also is an example that these dimensions are interconnected. Listening to my body is a practice, whether it's a walk with a friend or pausing for rest. It's a reminder that I deserve care and not punishment. And occupational. SAMHSA's definition is personal, satisfying enrichment from work or volunteer roles. Shared self-care, acknowledge team contributions, co-create meaningful roles. I find purpose in peer support, and it motivates me to keep going or growing, supporting others to find meaning in their own new roles, bringing me joy. All right, and so let's dive into the next 4 dimensions of wellness, which are crucial for achieving balance in our lives. First, the financial dimension is finding satisfaction with our current and future situations. We can empower by sharing budgeting tools and resources and multi-aid chats. These practices can transform financial stress into empowerment as we learn to ask for help and for resources. Financial stress used to dominate me. My thoughts, my mind, my body, and now I find empowerment in sharing tools like the resources and asking for help. Intellectual. SAMHSA's definition is recognizing creative abilities and finding ways to expand knowledge. The shared self-care tip is recommend podcasts, articles, or having reflective peer discussions. My mind craves stimulation and growth. I love exchanging ideas and reflections with others. It reminds me we're always evolving. Environmental. Good health by occupying pleasant, stimulating environments. Shared self-care tip is improve shared spaces and calming elements. Take group breaks outside. Changing my environment helped me change my perspective. Clean spaces, sunlight, and nature breaks have become the sacred parts of my wellness. And then last but not least, spiritual. SAMHSA's definition, expanding our sense of purpose and meaning in life. Shared self-care tip is share reflections and affirmations or mindfulness moments in groups. Spirituality grounds me, whether it's sharing affirmations, deep questions, or quiet moments. I find strength and meaning and connection. And what would all of this be if we didn't recognize burnout and resilience and peer support? So burnout in this gig might resemble feeling like an emotional flattened pancake, detached from the work. The spark that once lit up your role has flickered out. Struggling to support others without feeling like you're drowning. A nagging sense that you're just not doing enough. How many can relate to that? Compassion fatigue. Turning into a grumpy cat in full-blown cynicism. Putting your own wellness on the back burner to help others. In peer support, where heart-to-heart connections and keeping it real are the key to what we do, burnout is a tricky beast. Since the very superpowers that make peer work magical, empathy, presence, lived experience, also make it deeply vulnerable. For peer supporters, resilience means nurturing your own healing while being there for others, bouncing back from emotional chaos with your identity intact. Setting up boundaries like a pro to safeguard your energy. Turning tough moments into lessons instead of life sentences. And clinging to purpose, passion, and community, even when things get heavy. In this realm, resilience isn't just being about being a superhero. It's about embracing your humanity, vulnerability, and still rising like a champ. So that's the very first half. So now we're going to shake things up and we're going to do some breakout magic. I'll need you to split into 2 dynamic duos. Dynamic, okay? This is going to be a little bit harder because this is a pretty large group. So I would say right down the middle of the room, if you're on this side, you are group 1. Dynamic group 1.
Group 1, what's up?
You're in group 2. Okay? Since these are big groups, find some people that you don't know or you haven't connected with yet. I would say get with about 3 to 4 people.
Let's do this.
And in these groups, we're going to table with 4 dimensions on the next slide. So take a picture of the next slide. You'll find a treasure trove of questions. Take time.
Get out of here. I know you. I'm Jared.
After 10 minutes,
I know you.
Switcheroo.
Yeah, well, kind of. We've seen each other twice.
Oh,
sorry.
Hey, Brooke, can you say that again? Because I don't think people are listening.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, after 10 minutes, we'll do a switcheroo, okay? And then you'll get 4 new dimensions and a fresh batch of new questions.
Oh.
Yeah. After that, this first switch, then the second one, we'll do 10 minutes and we'll come together and we'll talk about all the brilliant ideas that you've come up with.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brooke.
Does everybody have group 1? You are emotional, social, physical, and occupational. Group 2, you are financial, intellectual, environmental, and spiritual.
Emotional, social, physical, occupational.
All right, so if you were in group 1, you are now financial, intellectual, environmental, and spiritual. Group 2, you are now emotional, social, physical, and occupational. You'll have another 10 minutes to discuss these new dimensions, and then we'll regroup together, and you can take yours after that. But your presence and your insights and willingness to show up for yourself has made this space truly special. I hope you're leaving with some practical tools, renewed energy, and a reminder that self-care and resilience is not a solo journey. They are shared, supported, and strengthened in community. Let's keep building this journey together, and because we are truly stronger together, I would like to open this up and start asking folks who's brave enough to challenge their old ways of thinking and just answer some of the questions. Or we can go around and you can pick a dimension and what it meant to you. So who is feeling brave?
Not me.
Well, now I feel like you have to go.
I think just like our group had the same consensus that really everything, all of them were so interconnected.
Bingo.
And so like if one is out of balance, then like you feel that out of balance within yourself. And so it's kind of like to keep them, I guess, all at par, you have to do like a checks and balances and see like where you're good and where you can improve.
Absolutely. I love that. Checks and balances. Who else? I know there's some brave people.
That's my little claim.
I was also in the same group, but for me personally, it's the more like emotional, social, like that to me is more, I wouldn't say more important, but more intertwined for me, because like if one of those is off, everything is off. So if my emotional is like sitting at a 3 or a 4, all of the other ones are also going to be similar to that. And so I have to be mindful about where does that emotional, social, like where does all of that fit? As well as occupational. If I don't like my job, then I'm miserable. And it's like working to work.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the position I'm in now, it doesn't feel like work all the time. And that's how it should be.
Absolutely. In the beginning of my recovery, I worked retail. So I hated it, right? But I volunteered for a local nonprofit that helped me along the way. And that was my purpose. That gave me so much joy. I could hate my job all day, but I knew I was going to somewhere better at the end of the day. All right. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
I think I'm a single mom. I have 4 kids. So like the financial, the occupational, like all of that, I feel like ties back down into the emotional. Like those are a little higher for me because I was homeless with them for a very long time, right? So I think making sure that those kind of more physical things are up to par make the other ones easier for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you.
So we talk a lot about boundaries. I think in our profession, we are we want to help and give and do probably more than any other profession I can think of, to be honest. And so we cross our own boundaries regularly to help other people, and that runs your cup very, very dry.
Yes.
Amen.
Can I ask someone to share a self-resilience tool that you will be taking away today that you can share with others that might be helpful to others?
So I never heard about it before, and I don't know what your name is.
Alyssa.
Pardon?
Alyssa.
Dresden. So I just found it on Amazon because, Amazon is like the best and worst ever. But it's called The Man in the Arena. We were talking briefly about people who are like trying to keep you underneath their thumb, right? Keep you from growing. But it's called The Man in the Arena by Theodore Roosevelt, and it's like really profound, and I've never heard of that before, so I'm going to buy the time so that I can see that, you know what, you don't get to tell me who I am and what I am.
not the critical goodness.
You're not
It is the
doing
man
my
of
work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Again, I just want to thank you all for taking your time, sharing, being brave. It's not always easy, but together I know that we can make this field a lot stronger. You guys truly do inspire me to keep doing the work that I'm doing and to be the better self that I can be each day. If you'd like to continue the conversation or you have questions, on the next slide, I will have a QR code that will direct you straight to my advocates page. If you want the link to the slides, I can also email those to you as well. And I just want to say a little bit about references and reflections. The tools and concepts shared in the session, including the 8 dimensions of wellness, recovery-oriented language, and peer support values, are rooted in the framework originally developed by SAMHSA. While some of these materials have recently been removed or archived due to structural changes within SAMHSA, they remain fundamental in the peer support and recovery movement. These tools were life-changing for me. Early in my recovery, they gave me language, structure, and a sense of agency over my own healing. The 8 dimensions helped me recognize that recovery isn't just about not using. It's about building a life that feels worth living across every area: emotional, physical, social, and more. That's why I continue to use and share these resources, because they've helped me cultivate resilience, practice real self-care, and support others in doing the same. So again, on this next page, here are all the QR codes. The first one is me. I asked who would I be if I'm going to say something about the 2025 Rally for Recovery. That is the direct link to the Advocates Recovery Rally page. And then if you guys want this tool, all the resources that I got, all the language that I did this workshop for is with the 8 dimensions packet. You can use this with your participants. And so that's a direct link to that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brooke.
Thank you guys. Thank you. That concludes today's workshop. Thank you all again for being so loving and supporting. And I will see you guys doing the good work out there.